Okay, so now, so in the normal distribution, 31% of the items are under 45 and 8% of the items are over 64. Find the mean and standard deviation of the distribution. Yes. So tell me now what they are given. Write down solution. Solution, let mu be the, what is mu? Let mu be the, what is mu stands for?
Mean, ma'am.
Mean for normal distribution. Okay. So next, and so here in the question itself they will specify if it is a normal. Okay. And sigma be the, what is sigma stands for?
Standard deviation.
Standard deviation. Actually we have to find out mu and sigma. Mu is question mark and sigma is question mark. Okay. Next. So write the data what they are given. Tell me the data what they are given. Tell me the data what they are given. Read the question and tell me the data. Let P be the probability of the items. You can take P of, if P is the probability of the items means X is the number of items. Correct? You can define P and X by yourself. Let P be the probability of items and X be the number of items. So now tell me what they are given. 31% of the item are under 45. Means what? So amount, let X be the amount, I think. 1 minute. In a normal distribution, 31% of the items. Okay, 31% of the items are under 45. So if you take, let X be the amount. Let X be the amount. Okay. So under 45. X less than 45 is 31%. 31% means what? In probability, percentage can be written as in decimal. 0.31. Let 45 items in a normal distribution, 31% of the items are under 45. It will be the probability of amount and X be the amount. Let probability of the amount less than 45 is 31% items, that is 0.31. Next, probability of what? Next, what is given? P of X less than 65 or greater than or less than?
Greater than.
Items are over. Over means greater than. P of X greater than. Okay, you change this to greater than. Greater than 64 is what they are given? 8% means 0.08. 0.08. By make use of these two data what they are given, we have to find out mean and standard deviation. Now can you tell me how to find? Can you tell me how to find? Yes. So first one what they are given? P of X less than 45 they are given as 0.31 and probability of X greater than 64 given as 0.08. Okay, so here we have two equations. By using two equations we have to find out two unknowns. Okay, how to find? So first we have to convert X to Z. We have to convert X to Z. So next, when X is equal to 45. When X equal to 45, we have to take the equation which contain X and mu. Z is the one which contain X and mu, mu and sigma. We have the formula for Z as X minus mu by sigma. Substitute for X. Z is equal to X is 45, we don't know mu and also we don't know sigma. So we have to retain these two as it is. I will call this as Z1. So P of X less than 45, so is equal to 0.31 can be written as P of Z less than Z1. Okay, Z1 I cannot tell in the number because I don't know the value for mu and sigma, that I need to find. So 0.31. Okay, next come to the second one. So because I want to form two equations to find out two unknowns, mu and sigma. Okay, now we know that Z is equal to x minus mu by sigma. So here substitute for x as 64. Z is equal to 64 minus mu by sigma. So when x is 64, z takes the value z2. Okay. So now p of x greater than 64 is equal to 0.08. 0.08 can be written as p of z greater than what? Greater than z2 is equal to 0.08. Now, so by using the curve, it is very easy for us to find out. Okay, you always use curve. It become easy to understand the concept also. So here z is equal to z1. Okay, less than z1 is this area we need to find. Is it not? Hello?
Yes.
Are you getting? Are you getting? So then how to write p of z less than z1? How to write? This area plus this area. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That is, what is this area? Left hand side area?
0.5.
0.5 plus probability of z between 0 to what?
Z1.
Z1 is equal to 0.31. So now you take 0.5 to the right hand side. So this can Hello,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So how to write? P of 0 to Z1 can be written as
5 Z1.
phi of Z1, correct. So now take 0.5 to the right hand side. So phi of Z1 is equal to 0.31 minus 0.31 minus 0.5. What is 0.31 minus 0.5? Hello? What is 0.31 minus 0.5?
Minus 0.19.
Minus 0.19. So now see the table. See the table from what value? Okay. So minus of phi of what value for z? You will get 0.19. Tell me now. Minus I kept it out. For what value of z? You will get 0.19. From the table you tell me. See the table? I want 0.19. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
0.19. For what value of z you will get 0.19. I want
0.1, 0.5, 0.19.
0.19, 0.199. So that is approximately equal to, we can take it as 0.19, correct? Under 0. 0 plus 0.5 is 0.05. 0.5, 0.19 is here, no? So it is not 0.0. I don't want 0.0. I don't want 0.0. I want 0.19. So here it is there 0.15. So next 0.19. So yes, we can approximate this as 0.19. So this is 0.5 under 0. Correct? Is it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that is 0.5. That is 0.5. So it is 0.5. Therefore, what is Z1? What you got Z1? Minus 0.5. Okay, minus 0.5. Next, we have to find Z2. Okay, so this can be written as by using the curve. Come to the second one, use the curve. So I want to find out Z greater than Z2. If the line it is Z equal to Z2, greater than means this area. Okay, this area can be written as 0.5 minus 0.5 minus phi of what? Z2. Directly we can write it as 0.5 minus phi of Z2 or 0.5 minus probability of Z between 0 to what? Z2. That is 0.5 minus, which is equal to 0.08. So this is also equal to 0.08. So now you can keep phi of Z2 to the right hand side. 0.5 minus 0.08 is equal to phi of Z2. What is 0.5 minus 0.08?
0.42.
So phi of Z2 is equal to 0. What?
42.
0.42. Okay. So now phi of Z2 is equal to what value for Z? You will get 0.42 from the table. From the table
And
for what value?
0.4192.
0.1. What we want? 0.42 I want. 0.42. 0.42 I want, right? 0.42. Yes,
And
here no?
1.4.
Here? This value is approximately 0.42.
Yes, ma'am.
So this I cannot take. 0.42. You can also round it off. So compared to this, it is very near to 0.42. Okay. So 1.41 also you can take. 1.41 also you can take, or 1.4 also you can take. Okay. Now it is 1.4. 1.4. Therefore Z2 is equal to what? 1.4. Now substitute Z1 and Z2 here. Okay. If you substitute Z1 here, you will get one equation for mu and sigma. Then if you substitute Z2 here, you will get one equation for mu and sigma. Totally you will get two equations for mu and sigma with two unknowns. So then you can solve it. Now this equation become, so you can call this as equation 1 and this as equation 2. So now substitute in equation 1 become 45 minus mu by sigma is equal to what is Z1? Minus 0.5. Okay, cross multiply. 45 minus mu is equal to minus 0.5 sigma. You keep mu in the RHS, so mu minus 0.5 sigma is equal to 45. Or that is equation number 3. Okay. Now go for this equation 2. Okay, substitute in equation 2. Equation 2 become 64 minus mu by sigma is equal to 1.4. Cross multiply. 64 minus mu is equal to 1.4 into sigma. So that is take mu to the RHS. So mu plus 1.4 sigma is equal to 64. We got two equations with the two unknowns. Yes? Is it not?
Yes, ma'am.
Two equations with two unknowns means we can easily solve. Is there any doubt up to here in this problem?
No, ma'am.
No. So now consider equation 3 and 4. Consider equation 3 and 4 and solve those two. What is equation 3? What is equation 3?
mu minus 2.5 sigma equals to 45.
Minus mu minus 0.5 into sigma is equal to 45.
45.
Next, mu plus 1.4 into sigma is
4
equal
sigma.
to 64. Correct? Huh? Solve these two,
Yes.
subtract. Minus, minus, minus. Cancelled. What is 0.5? Minus 0.5 plus 1.4? Minus 1.9 sigma is equal to 64 minus 45. What is 64 minus 45?
19.
Minus?
Minus
Hello?
19.
19, huh? So minus
Yes.
minus cancelled. So sigma is equal to 19 by 1.9. What you got? What is 19 by 1.9?
10, ma'am.
10. So now substitute sigma value in equation 3 or in equation 4, you will get mu value. Mu minus 0.5 into 10 is equal to 45. So therefore, what is mu?
15, ma'am.
15, huh?
Yes.
So this is a way we can find the values. Did you clear?